What if the Passion of the Christ wasn't just filmed, but fought over in a real spiritual battlefield? Lightning strikes, torn flesh, broken careers. Was heaven and hell watching every single scene unfold? Welcome to Peace in Jesus. Today, we uncover the hidden miracles and intense spiritual warfare behind the Passion of the Christ. This movie was never just a film. It became a profound spiritual journey that touched the souls of millions worldwide. Before creating this masterpiece, Mel Gibson faced a dark period of addiction and despair, searching for a reason to keep living. His marriage was crumbling, and his personal demons were consuming him, leaving him feeling completely lost and without any hope. In his darkest hour, Gibson turned to the Gospels, seeking forgiveness and a deeper understanding of the suffering of Jesus. He discovered the vivid visions of St. Anne Catherine Emmerich, which described the Passion with shocking detail and profound emotional depth. Inspired by these visions, Gibson decided to film the most realistic depiction of Christ's sacrifice ever committed to the screen. He found Jim Caviezel, an actor with piercing eyes and deep faith, to take on the impossible role of Jesus. Gibson warned Jim that playing this role could destroy his career in Hollywood and make him an outcast in the industry. Jim replied that we all have to embrace our crosses, accepting the role that would change his life forever. Filming began in Italy, but it quickly became clear that this was not going to be an ordinary movie production. Jim immersed himself in prayer, preparing his spirit for the physical and mental torture that was about to be inflicted. The cross used in the film was not a prop. It was solid wood, weighing nearly 150 pounds. During the filming of The Way of the Cross, the heavy beam fell, slamming Jim's head into the hard, dusty ground. The impact separated his shoulder, causing excruciating pain that he had to endure while filming take after take without stopping. Nature itself seemed to rebel against the production, with severe weather conditions constantly threatening the safety of the cast and crew. Jim spent weeks nearly naked on the cross, battling hypothermia as temperatures on the remote set dropped to near freezing. He developed a severe lung infection and pneumonia, pushing his body to the absolute limit of what a human can endure. The scourging scene was meant to be staged, but a mistake caused the whip to strike Jim's back for real. The blow left a 14-inch gash on his back, yet Jim refused to stop, offering his pain up to God. The spiritual warfare manifested physically when lightning struck the set not once, but 3 separate times during the production. Assistant director Jan Michelini was struck by lightning twice, yet he miraculously survived without any serious lasting injuries. Jim himself was struck while hanging on the cross, with witnesses saying fire literally emanated from the sides of his head. Despite these terrifying events, the production continued, driven by a force that seemed greater than fear or natural disasters. Miracles began to happen among the crew. An agnostic member converted, and a Muslim actor found faith in Jesus. Even the actor playing Judas Iscariot felt a profound shift in his soul, leading him to embrace Christianity shortly after. Daily Mass was held on set, and Mel Gibson ensured that prayer was the foundation of every single filming day. Jim stated that he did not want people to see him on the screen, but to see Jesus through him. The makeup process took up to 8 hours daily, forcing Jim to stay motionless and meditate on the suffering of Christ. He suffered severe skin irritation and blisters from the makeup, adding another layer of constant physical discomfort to his performance. The crucifixion scene was filmed against a green screen to capture the vastness, but the cold and wind were real. While hanging there, Jim prayed for the world, feeling a tiny fraction of the weight that Christ bore for humanity. When the final scene was wrapped, a holy silence fell over the set, acknowledging that they had witnessed something supernatural. Upon release, the film defied all Hollywood predictions, breaking box office records and becoming a global cultural phenomenon. Hardened criminals turned themselves in after watching the film, unable to bear the weight of their sins any longer. Churches reported overflow crowds, and confessionals were packed for weeks as people sought reconciliation with God after seeing the movie. Jim Caviezel's career did suffer, as Gibson predicted, but he has no regrets, stating that serving God matters most. The original film ended with the resurrection, but it was just a brief glimpse of the victory over death. Now, Mel Gibson is working on the long-awaited sequel, titled The Passion of the Christ: Resurrection, coming in 2027. This new chapter will not just be a linear story, it will explore the 3 days between death and life. Gibson describes it as a non-linear puzzle, diving into the harrowing of hell and the spiritual battle for souls. Jim Caviezel is reprising his role, claiming that this will be the biggest and most important film in history. The film aims to show the triumph of Christ descending into the realm of the dead to set the captives free. It will depict the terror of the fallen angels as they realize their power has been broken by the sacrifice. Gibson wants to take the audience into a realm that cinema has rarely touched, blending theology with surreal visual storytelling. The script has undergone many revisions to ensure it aligns with theological truths while delivering a powerful cinematic experience. Jim is once again preparing physically and spiritually, knowing the immense weight of carrying this story to the world. Production locations are being scouted worldwide to capture the epic scope of the resurrection and the spiritual realms. We can expect touching moments, such as the reunion of the risen Lord with his grieving mother, turning sorrow into joy. The confusion and ultimate joy of the apostles will be central, showing how their fear was transformed into unshakable faith. The core message is victory, showing that death is not the end, but a defeated enemy under the feet of Christ. Millions are waiting with bated breath, hoping this new film will spark another global wave of faith and awakening. Mel Gibson knows the stakes are high, but he believes this story is necessary for a world losing its way. Jim reminds us that the passion was the price paid, but the resurrection is the promise of our eternal future. The contrast between the bloody suffering of the first film and the glorious light of the second will be striking. In a world filled with darkness and uncertainty, this story serves as a beacon of hope that cannot be extinguished. A new generation needs to hear this message, to understand that love is stronger than hate and life conquers death. The empty cross is the ultimate symbol of Christianity, a reminder that suffering is temporary, but glory is forever. The bond between director and actor has been forged in fire, creating a partnership dedicated to telling the truth. As we wait for the next chapter, we can revisit the first film to remind ourselves of the price paid. Scripture tells us that if Christ has not been raised, our preaching is useless, and so is your faith. This project invites us to look beyond the physical world and see the spiritual reality that surrounds us every day. For many, these films are not just entertainment, they are a catalyst for a life-changing encounter with the divine. The physical sacrifices made by Jim Caviezel stand as a testament to his dedication to the truth of the gospel. Gibson's commitment to perfection ensures that every detail will carry deep theological significance for the viewer to discover. Art has always tried to capture this miracle, but cinema offers a unique way to immerse us in the mystery. Just as the sun breaks through the darkest storm, the resurrection brings the promise of new life to a broken world. Jim reflects that the pain he endured was necessary to strip away his ego and let the Spirit take over. The film sparks conversations that go beyond cinema, challenging viewers to question their own beliefs and purpose in life. In the end, it is all about the cross and the empty tomb, the two pivots of human history. Gibson is confident that the sequel will be a masterpiece that honors the faith and exceeds all audience expectations. Like spring following a harsh winter, the story of the resurrection reminds us that life will always find a way. For Jim, the line between acting and reality blurred, allowing him to deliver a performance that felt divinely inspired. Critics may debate the violence or the theology, but no one can deny the sheer power and impact of the film. It brought people together, creating a shared experience of grief and hope that transcended cultural and religious boundaries. At its heart, this is a love story, the greatest love story ever told, of a God who died for us. As we anticipate the next chapter, let us remember the courage it took to bring this vision to the world. May this story inspire you to seek your own truth and find peace in the message of the resurrection. Jesus invites everyone to come to him, offering rest for the weary and hope for the brokenhearted. Keep your eyes open for the resurrection in 2027, a cinematic event that promises to shake the world again. From the depths of suffering to the heights of glory, the journey of the passion is one we take together. Thank you for watching. Peace in Jesus. May faith guide your path always. Subscribe for more stories of hope and redemption.